All right, maintenance folks. Today I'm going to give you an example of visual factory and standard work that can drive the efficiency up in your organization pretty dramatically. Okay, very simple, doesn't cost you anything to do this. So, hey, a lot of you folks are highly reactive. You know, you could be 100% reactive, you could be 80% reactive, 40% reactive. Okay. And one of the practices that I see in almost every plant is they have one or two mechanics, let's just say mechanics. Say you have 15 mechanics at your place and you have one mechanic and their job is to go on a little milk run to go through the 10 departments of your plant. They just go through and say, is anything wrong in that area? So they may go to the hot mill, the cold mill, the finishing department, the casting. They may go to smelting, whatever your departments are called. It's not important. But they get on their little scooter or they walk around. Let's say they get on their scooter and go to these different areas and just kind of meander through the different processes and kind of just visually sees, is everything kind of working okay? Does anybody flagging them down saying, I got a problem? They're just kind of wandering through. And you may allocate 4 hours of this person to doing this job every day. They're supposed to go out on this run first thing in the morning and then right after lunch just to kind of check on things. Extremely inefficient, okay? There's no binary communication. There's no like, I've got a problem. The person that they may want to see on a process may be busy and not see the mechanic coming around. They may be in the bathroom. They may be working with the supervisor, getting instruction. They may be off with an engineer, getting instruction. It makes everybody feel good to go on a route. Hey, we have the way we handle unplanned work is one, they come across on the radio call. And number two, we have this little standard route that they go on, and it's completely unmanaged, okay? So that's a problem, okay? If they do find a problem, they can work on it for 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, and nobody's keeping track of that. There's no record of how many times they fix things. They no record of what needs to be fixed. It's a feel good. It's a feel good for management. So let me give you another option that is much more efficient, much more visual, and much more engaging to the operator. It's very simple to put this in place. You can have a board about this size, and this is, like 2 foot by 3 foot, and this is a whiteboard. I recommend you do this out of like cork material. So get a piece of plywood, put some cork material on it, make a few dividers. You spend, $25 and you can have this system. So let me explain it to you. First, you have this section over here of equipment that's not working properly, and you need it repaired within 3 to 5 business days. And there's a card that the operator fills out, 2-piece card. I call them TPM tags. And on the top of that card, they fill out, hey, my name is Joe Kuhn, and here's the equipment, here's what's wrong with it. And then there's a bottom piece of the card that you tear off, and you fill out the same information. So Joe Kuhn, this piece of equipment. Okay, the top piece of the card has a wire tie on it, and it attaches to the equipment. So you attach it to the equipment so everybody knows what equipment is wrong. It's this valve. It's this roller. It's this gearbox, this foot pedal. This is not working. It's very easy to see, very binary communication to a mechanic. There's the problem. They're not guessing which valve, or you labeled it wrong. I thought it was valve number 2. I repaired valve and replaced valve number 3. Believe me, that happens all the time. So you got this 2-piece card. One top piece is wire tied to the piece of equipment that's bad, valve, whatever. And the second piece goes on this board. And the operator fills out that card and says, hey, this can be repaired in 3 to 5 days. It's not urgent. I can work with it. It's just not working right. It's making a noise, but I'm making product just fine. Okay, so they put this little blue thing is the representative of the bottom piece of that card, and it's just thumbtacked up there. So right now there's 3 of them that in this work area that the operator said 3 to 5 days this can be repaired. If it needs to be repaired within the next 24 hours, it goes down here. Okay, hey, this is when I need this to be fixed. Everything's not urgent, okay? Now, if they need something fixed right now, they just call you on the radio and you fix it right now. So there's right now problems down here that you don't put a tag on them. You just call them on the radio and say, fix it. You have things that need to be fixed within the next 24 hours and next 3 to 5 days. And this gives a priority to the maintenance group. Okay, so then the mechanic that goes around in their route, they go to these boards. They don't go to the whole production center. They go to these specific boards. You may have 5 in your plant. You may have 10 in your plant, but they go directly to this board and they know exactly where the problems are and how fast they need to be fixed. Okay, pretty cool. Now, when they fix them, they come over here to this closed TPM tag section and pin them up. And they leave them up there for 2 weeks so people can see that things are getting fixed, So, hey, it shows up over here. I fixed it. It goes over here. Everybody knows that, hey, we have a process for fixing things. I have a process for reporting things. Okay, pretty cool. And then things that take longer period of time, like they weren't able to repair it, and hey, it's just open. We're waiting on parts. They're not going to be here for 2 weeks. So all the operators know, hey, they've got this project. They're working on it. It's just we're going to have to do a workaround until this gets completed. Okay. So this is a process that you can have in place to have routes established with standard work, very binary communication of how fast it needs to be fixed. Did it get fixed? What's still open out there? Now you have a process manager of this. This may be the head of your maintenance department, maybe a planner that is responsible for all these boards. So they're responsible for keeping them clean, for taking things off after 2 weeks. You pay 30 days on it. You can put whatever you want. But they're also accountable for, at the end of each week and end of each month, to say how many TPM tags were completed, how many are still outstanding, what's our process. Also, they still need to go into your CMMS system so you'll have a long-term history. This is really a method of visual process management, standard work, that allows that route that the mechanic is making, instead of just wandering around in the morning and wandering around in the afternoon. They have very specific information that is exchanging hands, gets the operators involved inside of your maintenance and the reliability of the asset. Very simple solution out there. And, it just drives the efficiency up of the craft people and drives the engagement of the operators because they know how to get things fixed. Anyway, hey, pretty cool. Think this is cool? Give me a comment. This is Joe out.